Rory McIlroy. And I went back. I'm glad that I didn't react on Saturday night to this tournament because I think it would have been probably pretty aggressive. Rory McIlroy is acting like the press treat him like he's a sitting president or something. Like he is about to be asked, like, what do you think of the ice raids and what's your stance on the trans movement? I mean, they're literally asking you, Rory, how's your driver working? Why did you hit a sand wedge on 13? And I do get when you go back to the PGA Championship and the driver story leaked. Clearly, the people at the PGA that test the driver told the media about Rory, and that's where the story leaked, even though Scotty Scheffler and other guys also failed the test. So, in that individual instance, I get being mad and I get even not talking for a couple days. I get it. Totally understandable. Emotions run high. Even if I technically kind of want to disagree with, like, bro, you're the most famous guy in the sport, part of being Michael Jordan, part of being Tiger Woods, part of being in this position is like taking the arrow sometimes, which you have in the past, but like it doesn't just end when you arbitrarily want it to end. But in an individual instance, I get being like, F you guys. Totally understandable. Now we're like 2 months later. And for him to come out and say, like, I'm mad at you guys, like, what are you talking about? Like, mad at some guy that writes for golf.com? Like, Rory, to say, and I saw Paul McGinley, who is a big part of the Golf Channel, say, like, I don't really recognize this Rory. He does just look kind of angry. Now, obviously, this course can be pretty frustrating, but he helicoptered countless clubs. He shattered a tee box. He's refusing to talk the majority of the time. So, listen, I'm not into psychoanalyzing what's going on in the guy's life. Who knows what's happening at his home? He had a divorce that almost happened a year ago. They reconciled. You never know. Sometimes problems don't just go away. But clearly, whatever's going on right now for a guy that looked like his season was about to be a rocket ship, he won Pebble, won the Players, then won the fucking Masters. If you would have bet at that moment, do you think Rory's going to go on to have a massive season, win like 5 times another major? Or if you would have said, do you think he's just going to mail it in and suck from there on out? I think 90% of people would have been like, he's going to have an awesome season. No pressure. Everyone's supporting him. He's just, everyone's rooting for him. It's fun to watch him play. He's just kind of vibing. And it's been the complete opposite. And listen, money, success impacts us all differently. Rory's been rich for a long time. So money doesn't impact how hard he's been practicing. He's grinded the last 10 years trying to win a major. He has been filthy rich. But clearly, that moment of winning that championship, whatever that did off the course, to me has manifested it into the way he's kind of operating and acting. And we're getting a different guy because whatever's going on is not the human that we witnessed destroy JJ Spawn in that playoff to make those incredible shots on Sunday at the Masters. And that sucks. You know, like it. Listen, did it suck to have Bryson miss the cut? Of course, it's golf. It happens, right? I mean, look at John Rahm last year. Had a foot issue, played bad in the majors, kind of got his mojo back. And John Rahm's just kind of back being in the mix. Scotty's had some weird moments. Last year at the British Open, was bitching and moaning. Like I give you, it's golf. It's hard, right? But whatever's going on with Rory is not an enjoyable experience. And I don't know why. I mean, he's not really given much insight into it. But I think we're past the point of like he's just mad at the quote unquote media that like Sirius XM and golf.com and the PGA Tour.com are asking, hey Rory, what's up with the driver? Hey Rory, how was that 7 iron on 14? Like, bro, what are we even talking about? There's never been a time in the history of sports where it's been easier to be an athlete and get asked questions. And there's definitely never been a time where it's easier to be a golfer and get asked questions. I think it shows what a complete listen, golf has always been a rich man's country club bubble sport. It has become less like that to the public given there are more public courses and access to golf, though the prices post 2020 are outrageous in most of these places where we live. I mean, to play a shit banger course is like 60, 80, $100. You used to be able to find the crappiest course in America you could play for like 10, $20. Now it's like you couldn't sniff a course for under $50, and anything half decent running like $150. So maybe it's shifting back the other way. But a lot of these guys on tour live in their little bubble, member at all these country clubs, fly private for, starting in their early 20s. Hard to have a great grasp on society. In a weird way, it felt like Rory did. And now, whatever happened over the course of the last couple months, it felt like he's kind of lost it. It's why sometimes when you see a Cinderella moment happen, like JJ Spawn, you kind of find yourself rooting for it because you're like, that guy's kind of relatable, unlike some of these other guys, right? Like, I bet JJ Spawn flies a lot on commercial airlines. I bet JJ Spawn doesn't live in the biggest house in Scottsdale, right? I bet JJ Spawn like drives a car that more often than not is going to look like mine or yours than DJ's, right? And it's why, like, as it kind of took shape, rooting for him. And listen, anytime you're the guy at the top of the mountain, it's where the wind blows the hardest. So you're going to take the most shit. Ask LeBron, ask Brady, ask Tiger, ask Rory. But like part of it is like more is asked of you to have thick skin and be able to handle it. And for him to constantly be mad, I just, bro, your life ain't that bad. Unless it is, and we just don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just very bizarre. And honestly, kind of off-putting. As someone that roots for the guy. The NBA Finals are here, and this is your last chance to bet on the NBA until next season. And the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is pulling out all the stops to make it a finals to remember. One team will be crowned the champ, and the other will be lost to history. Who you got winning it all? Obviously, everyone's picking the Thunder. Not going to lie, don't hate dabbling a little on the Pacers. 5-1 to win the series. It's the NBA Finals. They just destroy the one seed, the Cavs, work the Knicks. I think people are sleeping on the Pacers a little bit. I get the Thunder are good, but I think people are underrating the Pacers. All season long, DraftKings has been the go-to spot for NBA player props, and that doesn't stop now. Who you got carrying their team to the chip? Try placing a bet on your personal MVP to drop 30, 40, or 50. I would expect, obviously, Shea, but definitely Halliburton to have some big games. Ready to place your first bet? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Lock in your bets and finish the season as a winner. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers, bet $5, win $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Don't miss your last chance to bet on the NBA season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code JOHN. That's code JOHN for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Question: what's going on with this guy? He needs to be admitted to the loony bin or just get some medication. He's speaking about Rory. When a USGA official, he sent me this post, approached Rory about his media availability as he walked from the scoring room to the clubhouse without stopping and said, "I'm good," and kept on walking. He did talk on Saturday, but I'm with you. It's a lot of people, when you're just a nice guy, if you're in the public eye all the time, you're going to screw up. You're going to say things that are going to piss people off. I'm sure I say things every single day on my podcast that someone disagrees with, whether it's a serious thing, whether it's not serious. That's part of, talking. And anytime that you're a pro athlete and you're the top pro athlete, you're talking in front of a camera and a microphone all the time. Like, you're allowed to make mistakes. But I think this Rory is like owning himself in this situation. He's making it worse. A lot like Morikawa did a couple months ago. It's like, bro, this isn't this complicated. These people aren't asking you tough questions. Just say, yeah, man, I was emotional. I stormed off on Sunday. I regret doing that. I was pissed off. I wanted to win. Totally get it. We all would too if we were in your shoes. It's not that fucking big a deal. But constantly doubling down, like, screw you, I don't owe you shit. Like, bro, who are you even talking about? Who are you talking to? And you do owe the television partner something. You do owe these tournaments that you are making money off something. Where do you think the money comes from? The sponsors. Do you think this money just comes from the sky? Now, Rory is so rich. He's so out of touch with that flow. Maybe he just, at this point, doesn't give a shit anymore, which kind of feels that way because it doesn't feel like he cares that much, which is his prerogative. But him saying, like, oh, they can't force me to do it. It's like, Rory, it's not about forcing or not forcing. It's just about, like, This is the business you're in. We all have parts of whatever business we're in that suck. Every single human, whether you're in sales, whether you're a janitor, whether you run a construction company, whether you're a doctor, there is a part of every single one of our jobs. No matter what, if you start in quarterback, whether you CEO of your Jamie Dimon, you run Chase, there is literally something or a couple things in your daily, operating, operation that you despise doing, that you put off, or something you do on a weekly basis. You're like, I'm dreading doing this. Welcome to life, and you still got to do it. And Roy's like, well, technically, I don't have to do it. Yeah, you don't have to do it, but speaking is part of, I don't know, this business that is professional sports, and the generating mechanism that brings the, I don't know, cash that pays for your hundreds of millions of dollars that you have in the bank. That didn't just it doesn't just exist because you're awesome at golf. There are a lot of dudes awesome at golf all over the world that no one ever watches play. But you play on this PGA Tour, that's this vehicle to generate the coin.